So rain has washed out the first session of the India versus New Zealand test match that is happening in Bengaluru. And the forecast that has been for that is ahead from 1 o'clock onwards, it looks bleaker. Now, the latest report that we have gotten from the Chinnaswamy Stadium is that the rain is gotten heavy. It is heavier since morning, and there is now a steady cloud cover, which ensures that yes, it is not going to be easy now. So, whatever it is, the situation doesn't look good at all in Bengaluru at this stage. So, what we are getting to hear is that from 1 p.m. IST onwards, there is going to be heavier rain. A storm is forecast, and the situation for the remainder of the 2 3 days until Sunday at least, that is the final day, it doesn't look good at all. So disappointing that many people have still turned up to the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium to catch a glimpse of the action. But I feel that today's day looks very bleak. The forecast from 1 p.m. onwards is focused for more heavy rain to be in the city. So, yes, the situation is not looking good. So, the entire first session's been washed out. Nothing much to report actually, because the toss didn't take place, and ever since morning everybody has posted on the social media handles like yes, it is a bad stretch of rain that is there. It is steady, and it was drizzling in the middle at about 10:30 or so. It had eased off to a drizzle, but it had not stopped raining. Now the worst thing is it has gotten heavier, and that is why it is going to be a huge problem now for the people who are there at the venue. Now, let us make one thing very clear here about the situation in Bengaluru. Normally, Bengaluru is a rain shadow area. Certain sections will get rain, other sections won't get rain. So, for example, if you are in Bakery Circle, you might not get rain there, but it may be raining in Chinnaswamy Stadium. Such is the vagaries of the situation in Bengaluru. If you are in Brigade Road, maybe it might be raining in Victoria Road. But this rain and this weather forecast is very different because everywhere in Bengaluru it is pouring at this stage. Be it if you're in BTM layout, in Belandur, Marthahalli, wherever you are at this stage in Bengaluru, it is absolutely hosing down. And that is why now the rain has gotten heavier, and that is why chances of any play happening look bleak on day one. And let us make one thing very clear here. The stadium is saved only because of the subsurface aeration drainage system that is there. Now, I will just Lakshman Singh Rathore, can you explain the drainage system? How does that work? Okay, so after certain matches were washed out in the early part of the 2010 period in Bengaluru, Karnataka State Cricket Association decided that yes, it's about time we install a state of the art subsurface aeration drainage system. Now, how does it work? It works, there is a machine that is installed well beneath the surface, and in that it will continue to pump water in. If there is rainfall, it will ensure that the outfield remains dry, and the subsurface aeration pumps continue to suck the water in and ensure that the outfield is dry. Now that is programmed according to the amount of rainfall that is been that is at that particular point, and it is also operative until the rain does not stop. So the subsurface aeration system is doing its trick, and that is why they are saying at max 45 minutes, 25 minutes to 45 minutes, the ground will be ready for any kind of action once the rain totally stops. But unfortunately, the rain hasn't stopped in Bengaluru, and because of that, now it is a huge issue that is confronting both the teams. Both the teams are apparently not at the hotel, also. They are not at the venue, they are at the hotel waiting for any further instructions, whether they have to come to the ground or whether they do not have to come to the ground. It is raining heavily, and from 1 p.m. IST onwards, it's slated to get worse in Bengaluru. And the weather forecast from the remainder of the 4 5 days also is not looking good. So you have to feel very, very frustrated. New Zealand, in particular, will feel very frustrated about this sojourn in India, because let's not forget, this is not the first test that they're playing here, it's the second test that they're playing. The first test that was there, Afghanistan versus New Zealand in Greater Noida, that got washed out totally after 5 days, and because of that, New Zealand just didn't get a bowl in that entire series or a bat. So in Gaul, they were very undercooked because of that, and they lost 2-0 and to Sri Lanka. Now here they have arrived in India for the first test in Bengaluru, but now the weather forecast for all the days doesn't look promising at all. The last time We faced such a situation where there was unprecedented rainfall was in the India versus South Africa test match that was in Bengaluru in 2015. At that time, one day's play happened, but on all the remainder of the 4 days, there was persistent heavy rain, and because of that, no play was possible at all. In fact, at that time, there was a bit of waterlogging. So, such was the intensity of rain that had happened at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. So, unfortunate. Lunch has been taken. I mean, there was no toss itself, so how could a session have taken place? So the first session totally washed out. Chances of play in the second session very, very minimal. In fact, next to impossible that it might happen. A call on whether the match might take place today could be taken around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. IST, because to get the ground ready will take about 45 minutes. You can extend play until 5:30, but after that the light might be an issue. So at 2:30 or 3 o'clock there might be a call on whether play might be possible today. So it doesn't look good at all in Bengaluru. So let's see how that pans out. I've got some things. Danush is like saying BCCI should learn geography and choose venues for cricket games. As I've said, Danush, please tell the BCCI then to have those weather technologies that Formula One uses. Formula One has got very good weather technologies, and they implemented to ensure that the cars adjust according to the wet weather conditions, the dry weather conditions. The teams know how to plan for that. But here, the unfortunate thing is, let me again explain it to you if I didn't explain it in the first slide. BCCI works on a rotation system because the board comprises of state cricket associations. Every state cricket association will have to get a match, and the BCCI ensures that they get a match for it. Now, weather might be good, weather might be bad in other places, but that is not in the hands of the BCCI or of the state associations. If it rains, normally at this point, normally second week, it doesn't rain that much in Bengaluru, but because of a cyclonic influence in the eastern, the Bay of Bengal, what can you do about it? So that is the situation currently. Weather is in anybody's, it can't be under anybody's control. You can learn geography, you can do geology, you can do every subject related to climate change, but climate change is fickle. It can happen to anybody. So, yes, unfortunate that you cannot see cricket, but imagine if the same thing, I can understand if you had hosted matches in Tamil Nadu during December, January. That's Harakiri because it rains at that time. Which is why you will have to understand that whatever matches in the World Cup happened, everything finished in Chennai before in October itself. So that is what the BCCI took to ensure that yeah, no games would be impacted by rain. But if it gets impacted up in the north here, generally you can't host it now because of the pollution issues that is there. Pollution is a major issue up in the north. That is why you can't host it here. Delhi, trust me, if you want to host matches in Delhi or in the north from November to December, you are committing absolute foolhardiness because of the pollution that engulfs the entire stretch from Punjab to Bihar. That is how bad it is at this stage. So northeast monsoon is coming, the retreating monsoons also going. So it's a catch 22. So let's not be very harsh on the BCCI or on the KSCA for that particular thing. So that's how I would just say. Heavy rain expected in Pune test 2. Will it affect India's WTC chances? Well, if there is heavy rain and you get a similar situation in Pune also, then it very well could. Then India will have to win at least three tests. You'll have to win two in Australia. So BGT, maybe rain might play a spoil sport in that. This does impact India's chances though in the WTC if two tests are washed out and if India wins in Mumbai. That is the thing. But yes, if the rain continues to create havoc and there is not much of a turnaround because 16 to 20th is the first test, 24th to 28th is the second test. So not looking good at all. Mumbai, we hope it doesn't rain. Normally around Diwali time it doesn't rain in Mumbai. But who can say with climate change? So that is this situation. And weather forecast batao Hindi mein Virat sirf barish in Bengaluru. Ankesh Kumar, after 2 o'clock, there is no rain. But Ankesh Kumar, after 1 o'clock itself, the problem is the ground would have taken such a pounding, it might be steady drizzle. It may not be heavy rain, but there might be steady drizzle. So it has to stop. So I think day one's play by about 3 o'clock, we may come to know what is the state of mind. So let's see how it is. So it's not good in Bengaluru, unfortunately. it's raining now, and 1 o'clock, it's the heavier rain is expected. By two, hopefully, we should get some kind of clear weather, but still, it doesn't look good at this stage. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And don't forget to download the Sports mobile app as well for Hindi and English news. Bye bye.